Welcome back. We have been talking about how you're going to get people to sign up for your email marketing list. And one of the ways that you do that is to create an email marketing bribe. And we're going to be talking about that in particular in this video. Now, in terms of creating an email bribe, you're really creating this in order to get people to exchange their name and email address with you. You will need to give them some kind of incentive. In other words, they're not just going to give you their name and email address just to be on your subscriber list. You have to give them something that they feel like they need or that they want. Typically, what you're trying to do is to give them some kind of information that they want in order to solve a particular problem or in order to accomplish a particular goal. Typically, if you do this and you make it so that your bribe is irresistible, they will not even think about giving you their email address. So how do you create a bribe that is irresistible? Well, you want to give your subscriber, your potential subscriber, you want to promise them 5 concrete tips, or typically someplace between 5 and 10, something that will be so attractive that, again, they will not hesitate in giving you their email address. Now, in terms of how you deliver those tips, you can record some audio. You can create a PDF document, or you can create a video and show them something specific in terms of what they can do to accomplish the goal or to solve the problem that you want to help them to solve. And this bribe is enough typically to get them to give you their name and email address if you found the right audience. Now, in some cases, you can purchase an information product that's ready-made for a bribe by picking up private label rights or resale rights products. Now, you will also want to make sure that the bribe comes in a form that your users will be able to easily consume it from their mobile device or from their personal computer. You want to give them a sense of immediate satisfaction. You want to make sure that you give them something that they can consume it as soon as they put their name and email address into your form. You also want to make sure that it's easy deliverable and downloadable, and you're going to need to put it inside of a zipped or compressed format. We'll show you what that means here in a minute. Now, assuming that you do not have or you're not using hosting of your own, you can get hosting from various sites on the web, and we're going to show you one called copy.com. Now, another way to deliver your bribe is to give them a video. And you can create a video on YouTube that is unlisted so that only the people that you give the link to will be able to see it. People will not be able to go to YouTube and search for it. So you can actually give your subscriber or your potential subscriber what you promised them by creating an informative video that will either show or demonstrate to them how they can accomplish their goal or solve their problem. Now, once you have the link to that deliverable, you can use it as the first message or part of the first message that you'll send your website visitors when they subscribe. And it's important to do this because you typically want them to go through that opt-in process and the checkout or the check-in process where they have to confirm their email address, so that when they confirm their email address, they will then get your bribe. They will get your deliverable. Now, let's go through some of these basics on screen. Now, we talked about creating an audio, and one of the best ways to do that is to use the free program that allows you to create audio from your personal computer. If you have a mic and headset, actually if you have a mic, you can record audio and you can deliver your tips that way and create an MP3 file. You'll need the program Audacity. If you'd like to create a screencast video or one that shows what you are looking at on your computer screen, you can do one just like the one that I'm doing right now. You can use the program, and again, it's free. It's called Screencast-O-Matic. This will allow you to create an MP4 video that you can also deliver to your customer as your bribe. If you want to create a PDF, now if you have Microsoft Word, this feature is built into Microsoft Word, but if you don't have Microsoft Word, you want to create a document and you need to convert it into a PDF, you can use any of these free programs if you download or if you Google free PDF maker, use one of the programs. And typically when I do that, I typically use one from cnet.com because they're free of viruses. The rest I'm not too sure about, but if you use this one, you can typically find one that's going to be free of viruses. You can use it to create a PDF so that you can deliver your tips in that way. And of course, whenever you create a video, you can always upload it directly to youtube.com and get the link. Now, one of the things that you'll want to think about is where you are going to put the files if you are going to use a downloadable format. Now, before we do that, I think I talked about the fact that you are going to need to be able to zip up your documents. And one of the ways that you do that, you go inside of your drive, you just simply right-click, and you send your information to a compressed folder. Once you've done that, then you will have a file that is zipped and it is ready for delivery. You can do the same thing with a Word document. You can do the same thing with a PDF document. You can simply zip it. And this makes your documents, these makes your Bribe, it makes it deliverable when it is going to be downloaded. So we can always go and zip and compress our files to make them ready to download. Now, one of the other things that you're going to want to be aware of is that if you're not using your own hosting, you will need to have a free hosting account where you can deliver the actual file. Now, right now, I am in the free hosting account called copy.com, and that means I can store some files here. Now, you're not going to have an unlimited amount of storage for your files. You will eventually want to get hosting, but if you want to get started, you can get a free account at copy.com, and all I need to do now is just download or just literally drag and drop my downloadable folder into copy.com. Now, once I do that, all I'll need to do is to go back to this file, and then all I literally need to do is to create a downloadable link. And so in order to do that, I'm just going to click the share button here, and then I'm going to create a public link, and then I'm going to copy that link into my clipboard. And now I'm ready to use this link inside of an email. Now, what I want to do inside of my GetResponse account is to come in and literally create an autoresponder. And then I'm going to create my first email. And I'm going to click this link there. I'm going to call this message "Thanks." Okay, and then once I have a decent title, I'm going to click the next step. I'm going to make sure that title is in both places, and then I'm going to click next step. Now, in order to keep this simple, we're just going to start from scratch here. We're going to click a blank template. And then in GetResponse, we're going to drag over a text block. And once we get it, we're just going to change the text in here and write a simple message to our subscribers. Okay, so once we have our message there, we are going to place our link here. And that is the link that we got from copy.com. If we'd like to make sure that our subscriber actually has their first name showing, we can personalize the email. And all we're going to do there is go to this little personalization, putting in their first name. And then that way, everyone who gets this email, they're going to see their first name show up in the email. So now you've got a note. Everyone that signs up for your email marketing list, they're going to get this valuable bribe that you've put together. And all you do have to do now is, now one thing you are going to have to do is I'm going to copy this entire note. And we're also going to put it in plain text, so that if people, depending on how people have their email coming in, they'll actually get to see your entire email. We're going to close that up. We're going to click next step here. And when we do that, we're going to save and publish it. Once we save and publish this information, then everyone who signs up for your list, they're going to get that email along with your valuable bribe. So now everyone that comes to your page, they sign up for your email, they're going to get your bribe, and now you have basically started to build your list by getting people to see your squeeze or your autoresponder page, where you're going to promise them something valuable in exchange for their email. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.